As I was driving here, I was thinking, what a beautiful, beautiful spring day. And my topic this morning is Spring is a New Beginning. Well, I also was thinking about St. Patrick's Day is coming up. You know how Reverend Lacey usually does the St. Patrick's Day talk, something about green and growing, and wears his shamrock. Well, I decided that I would honor both my Irish and my Scottish descent. I also have a lot of mix of other things. But because when I think about it, when I think about the Irish wearing green and the Scottish wearing their plaids, they felt like when they wore these, they were expressing the truth of who they were. And there were periods in both of their histories where they were not allowed to wear these. Well, you know, we also have a truth of who we are, and we don't have to wear any particular kind of garment to show it. The way we show it is the way we live our life. And if we do remember the truth of who we are, that we are expressions of the divine, then our lives show that. They show that in joy and health and happiness and wealth in all kinds of wonderful ways. And we have the choice. Just like we have the choice in what we wear, we have the choice in how we live our lives. Well, with spring coming, I wanted to talk about beginning anew. And thinking about life, I thought, you know, each of us have areas in our lives where we're really expressing fully the truth of who we are. But most of us also have areas in our lives where we're not, where we're letting limitation affect the way we live. And it could be any kind of a limitation. And the thing about these kinds of limitations is we start to believe in them more and more sometimes, and they keep manifesting. Now, there's a lot of ideas about limitation in the race consciousness or the race mind. I love Reverend Christie's reading about the bulldozers. You know, I could see that kind of staying in the rut kind of thinking and don't get out of the box. Well, sometimes we're not aware that we're buying into that kind of thing. But that's okay, because all you have to do is look at your life and you'll know. Our lives really reveal the way we're believing, because God law fulfills that. And the thing is, wherever we are right now is perfect, but we can also choose to change and accept more good, to release some of those limitations. Now, when you look around you in spring, there's evidence of new beginnings. Trees that look dead now have blossoms on them. Where there was just a patch of dirt and underneath we didn't see a daffodil bulb, now there's a beautiful daffodil. So the idea is to let spring sort of give us that extra reminder and that new burst of energy, just like spring seems to burst forth with energy and beauty. And use that to make our lives even fuller and more beautiful. Now, it's tempting to get caught into some of the ideas of limitation. Like, I've had health issues for years, and it's too late to correct them. Science says, you know, it's too late also, in some cases. Well, you know, what science has also said is that your cells are continually renewing themselves, completely, every cell in your body. So if there's a cell that's not expressing in the way you want it to, then it can renew itself after the perfect prototype in the perfect pattern. It doesn't have to keep renewing itself in the limitation pattern. And another thing science tells us is that everything's made out of energy. And energy is expressed in different forms, right? Well, if everything's made out of energy, we can change the form that energy is expressing in our lives. Now, you've been told many times that if you feel like you're stuck in an area, go to a practitioner. And of course, I have done this. I have wonderful prayer partners, wonderful friends who are practitioners. And I was thinking about one time I went to a couple of my prayer partners. We were meeting, and I had an issue, and it was something that needed to be removed, and the doctor said, well, it would just take a little minor surgery. Well, I had the prayer partners do the surgery. It was much easier that way. And they treated, and a couple weeks later, it was completely gone. Thank you, prayer partners. Well, then another thing happened. About a week ago, I wasn't here last Sunday because I seemed to catch some kind of a bug. So I wasn't feeling so good. I was feeling sick. And I did have my prayer partners treat for me. But I didn't get well right away. And so I was thinking about this later. My first reaction was annoyance at myself. Somehow, you know, I'm not opening to the healing. And then after I, you know, kind of went through this process, I was looking back and thinking about it. Okay, so what was going on? What was going on was I had my prayer partners treat, but then I was going to work. There were some things that were considered very important that needed to get done that I was supposed to do. One of them I was kind of nervous about. It was teaching a new class in a different way for the first time, and some other things. And so